There we go.
Hey, hi everybody. I guess the flying moose, Pete Dassey, at the helm here. We got down in the, we got to the left of us. How do you pronounce her name again?
Tatiana.
Tiana. Okay, hi Tiana. And to the right of me, we got the
Hi.
fabulous Jerome from Belgium. That's the original Belgium, not Belgium, USA. And
Wisconsin.
then, yeah, not Belgium,
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Yeah, and then we got the fabulous Becca down on the bottom. And she's from her hometown, and it's I went to I got it right behind me. Flagstaff,
Payson.
yeah,
Yeah, Payson.
yeah,
Hi.
yeah. Okay, I got my phone going here. I was wondering what the. Okay, so hi everybody.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Can we start off by first of all having a chat with Tatiana?
Okay,
Ladies first.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if you hear me because for some reason,
Yes.
I don't hear you very well. That is why,
okay,
and
Yeah,
from
it
the
sounds
beginning,
good.
I
Yeah.
would like to thank you that you allowed me to participate in this show. And I want also to say that the English language is not my native language. That is why I am pretty sure that I will not understand everything that you are saying.
okay,
But I hope that you will understand me. And so I live in Greece, and I want to explain also my reason why I'm here. 1 week ago, I saw this documentary in Netflix
Yep.
about the case about the Stevens and Brandon's case, and I like such a series, and I want to explain why exactly this history has hurt me so deeply because it is a real history, and I'm also mother. I have a son, and my son is 16 years old. It is exactly the same age when the Brandon was taken away from
Yeah.
his family. And also, I want to say that I'm person. I have my logic. I can think. I'm not a member of this family. I don't know anybody. I don't know Brandon. So I just understand what happened to this child, and I don't know. Pete said me that okay, we don't have to say bad things. Okay, I will not say it. You all understand what is going on. um, but I just was hurt so deeply. I was emotionally involved in this situation, and I understand that you guys are so many years maybe have learned already how to face this situation, and you I don't know. You are trying to find some ways to support Brandon, to help him, to continue to fight for him. But for me, just for you to understand how I'm feeling, I learned about this case 1 week ago, and for me, it is like has happened now. Okay, that is why I'm talking to you now, and my voice is trembling because I don't know. It's so many emotions. I cannot understand why this happened. Maybe I understand it, but I cannot understand why people who made it they how they are sleeping. I have only one this question. I ask myself, do they sleep at all? How can they sleep and
Ah.
such things? So I have many emotions, but I don't know how to explain it. And the only reason why I'm here is that I want to let, of course, first of all, the family of Brandon to know that not only people from USA know about this case, but also people from, I'm sure, from all the world know about this case. And it is I don't know. I want to help him. I want Brandon to find his freedom because he's innocent, and also Stephen, of course. But Brandon, he was child, and he's still child. He has a child in his heart. So Claire said me that he likes to color in pages and so on. So I hope I want just Pete and the whole family of Brandon to know that we all support Brandon. I live in Greece, and all I know that people from other countries are supporting the brand, and I also want to I don't know, find any way to help him. Of course, I will write him letters, and as I have already mentioned, I learned about this case 1 week ago, so I am trying to gather as much information as possible, some links. I don't know, maybe to send money. I don't know. I have to ask also Pete how it goes, how it works. But just Pete, and the family of Pete, be strong. We are here. We support Brandon. Just to let you know, and everything we can do, just let us know. All these people from all the whole world, and of course we will do our best.
Good.
Thank you again very much.
Well,
Can I,
thank
can
you.
I, can, can I, can I, can I ask everybody else a question on behalf of Tatiana? And that
Yeah.
is that bearing in mind that Tatiana watched Making a Murderer a week ago, how fired up do you think somebody needs to be to actually come on live a week later to tell everybody on a live video and to make contact with the likes of yourself, Pete and Jerome and Becca?
Wow, that's
You know
that's
that
just
shows
awesome.
how fired up somebody must be about this
Right.
case, and I think we all share the same passion, don't we?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you've
Well,
come to
I
the
was
right
just gonna
place,
say,
Tatiana.
That's just awesome. Yeah,
Tatiana,
thank you.
if you're on Facebook, please message me because I can send you a bunch of links, and I also want to send you a wristband.
Lovely.
Yes,
Yeah,
Sure.
thank you
so,
very much, Beck. And I have already found you. I am not sure I have already sent you a friend request because I tried by myself to find some information, and I found you in Facebook. And I know that you have already received letter from Governor Ever again with disappointed letter. And I just yes, please send me all the messages. Please inform me what can I do. Of course, I'm not from USA. I'm very far away
Yeah,
from there, but we are lucky we have now internet connection, and so what I can do,
right,
just let
right.
me know. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'll send you all sorts of stuff because yeah, we need more people like you. We need more
Yeah,
people with that fire and that passion, and
yeah, just
I'm really
awesome.
glad
Yeah,
to have met you and that you're here.
yeah,
yeah, really, Tatiana, it's really awesome, really, really, because I find you are really amazing because you have this fire, this passion, and come here tonight to explain your story and explain why you react so much. It's it's what we need. It's what we need. And I am in the same case of you, you know. My English is not really good. I live in Belgium. It's not my first language at all. It's even not my second language. I I I try.
yeah. He's not from Belgium, Wisconsin, either. No.
It's
No,
it's
no,
not even his fourth language.
no. So you know, I like everybody. I have learned English at the college for 1 year, but that was 30 years ago. So when I have restart, I mean to listen Mr. Ericosi video because that's I have start with that. I will tell you what I have done for 4 years or 5 years ago. I was in the same situation of than you. I have watching Making a Murderer, and at the first I was thinking it was not true. It was a kind of documentary made to, you know, a fiction documentary made to show people how the system justice can be wrong sometimes. And I was thinking before the episode 4, it was not true. There was all acting. It was a kind of fiction. But after I have released, it was real person, and so directly I have tried to find out more information on internet. But in French, there was nothing, and today it's the same thing. There is nothing except me trying to do my best, but sadly there is nobody who want to do more, but I try to. But and I have started with the video of a friend who sadly passed away last year, Mr. Richard McAdams, uh, alias Eric Cozy, on Making a Murderer, and he was every day, every day making a video about this case because he had the same passion you have, the same fire you have. He was so pissed off against this kind of injustice. He was really on fire, and I can see that the same rage and the same passion in your feelings, in your art, because you are a mother and you know what this, and you talk with your heart, and coming on YouTube to testify uh, about this, it's amazing. You are amazing, Tatiana. Thank you very much for your testimony. It's beautiful. We
Yes,
need
thanks
people
for
like
being
you.
here. Yeah,
Thank you
thanks
very
for being
much.
here. Yeah.
You are the star. We are not. We are just we are just people trying to do our best for justice. You are the star, people. You, that's you. Oh, you all. And you too, Tatiana. That's why we are so proud that people like you are coming on YouTube, on Paul channel or different channel to testify because they want then the world change, and they want a changement, and they want to move on in the good way, not on the wrong way like this case. But this case, after I will let you let you talk because I talked too much tonight. But in this
No, you're
case,
just giving your input,
to
Jerome. That's all you're doing.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But to know what I know in this case, it's a great rabbit hole. I don't know if you understand, Tatiana, what I mean by a rabbit hole, but more you find answer, more you have question, and more you have question, more you have answer, and more you have answer, more you have question. And in this case, there is so much thing who makes no sense at all. But it's amazing. You you need to ask yourself: it was led by cops, really? Really, lead this investigation was leading by two really cops, because I mean there is so much then you cannot stay on your on your seat and do nothing. It hurts you in your soul. In So I really understand you because I was exactly like you, and I'm still exactly like you, and I really appreciate what you do. Is amazing. You are amazing. Really. Thank you. Thank you. That's enough for me.
Well,
I
Jerome,
Look at all
Jerome,
that Paul's trying to show off for you,
yeah,
Jerome.
Craig, Jerome's got that many languages. Holy Christ, I'm just lucky if I can speak just English.
Oh, I do that with my art.
Right?
I try to I I'm Jerome language, Belgian, French, Lithuanian, Glasgow, and English. Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
It's true. You're already a Bampot, Paul.
Lithuanian third, then
Yeah,
Glaswegian.
I,
Too
I,
much,
I can
too much.
I
Yeah.
can speak Lithuanian, but in the certain case, in the case when I playing Andy Kaufman and
All right.
sometimes Danny Clifton, in my little thing.
Yeah, it's a great Andy Kaufman.
So you see, Tatiana, we are a big family because we can laugh about one thing but be serious about another thing, and it's an amazing team, amazing, amazing.
I've got a question for Pete. What's the score?
Yeah, the latest on the score is the Packers 10 and Chicago 7.
Yeah, they are watching.
Yeah.
Hey!
Hey, Jerome, did you notice that Paul's copying you? Or, I mean,
Yes.
not
No.
copying. He's got the same kind of mic as you got. What's going on there?
Ah, yeah. You have a
Yeah,
new one. Nice one.
yeah, yeah.
I decided to get
Look at that.
Oh,
a
the
proper
C1.
mic and yeah, a Behringer and a Behringer headphones. So they're all
Really
supposed
good.
to be
Really,
USB,
really good.
but I can only get one of them to work on the USB. So I've got the headphones plugged into the side here. But hell, it all works fine. So that's
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
Whatever.
matters,
Yeah,
isn't it? You
yeah.
know.
Ah, it's work
Um,
really fine.
but
Beringer, it's
yes,
a good brand. Yeah.
did
Awesome.
you get your mic sorted or still
Not
got
yet.
issues with it?
Not
Not
yet.
yet. No.
I'm always using this old one, but
Mhm.
will. But I need to change my place because I moved my studio upstairs in my
Right.
studio with my guitar,
Yeah.
and I need to do all kind of stuff. So I
Hold
will
on a sec. Hold on a
be.
sec. You said guitar singular. I've seen your photographs of your guitar. Your guitar is like rabbits. They multiply. You've got hundreds of them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
I have made the
Yeah.
count the other day. I have 30, yeah, 32 electric guitar,
Yeah.
27 acoustic guitar,
Oh my
one
God.
violins, one piano, and one electric bass, and one drum, three amps, a lot of pedals, a microphone, a lot of
Oh my
microphone.
God.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, but I have started to play when I was 14, so
Wow. Regular music star.
Yeah.
who speak Lithuanian
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, whatever.
with my chicken wings.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's true. I'm a real fan of guitar, but I'm not rich. I'm not rich at all. But I mean, when I have enough of money, I buy. I prefer buy a guitar than something something else. I mean, it's my passion.
Sure. Has anybody heard the listened to Millbilly talking about the Netflix versus Andy Colburn case?
Yeah, 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 absolutely. Yeah,
I listened to some of it. The most recent one he did. It appeared to me that Netflix were getting back at Andy Colburn and saying, you know, you need to pay us for our expenses of hiring attorneys because you have presented nothing.
that's my understanding.
Zilch.
Yeah,
That was my understanding. Is that
yeah,
your understanding?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um, Pete, I don't know if you were at court the day that Andy Colburn got up and was being interviewed by Dean Strang. That was during Steve's trial. But you'll have seen, obviously, the footage on Making a Murderer,
Oh
where
yeah, with Steve.
Angela,
Yeah, I wasn't
yeah,
involved. I didn't go to Steve's, but
sure,
I was just there with Brendan. So
yeah. But I mean,
And Janet Levy.
Anjanette Levy at the end, she says to Dean Strang, was Andy Colburn is a police officer. He puts on a badge and
okay,
puts a gun on every day. Basically, she's trying to garner sympathy for Andy Colburn.
Yeah,
And my question would be to the three of you: do we have any sympathy whatsoever for Andy Colburn? I know I don't.
no,
I don't. I don't. I am in touch with Janet Levy on Twitter. I
Yeah.
have already tried to ask her if she was agree to come on my channel to
Hmm.
testify about her story about the case,
Hmm.
about her life at the moment of the trial, not
Hmm.
to testify, not to asking her if if she believed that Stephen is guilty or innocent, not nothing of that. I've asked asking her if she was agree to come on my channel to explain what she had lived uh, uh, at the trial and what was her experience. but she never she never responds me about that. So, but yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Paul. It's strange
Well,
to give
what I would say,
sympathy
yeah.
to a police officer you don't know. Uh, it's it's taking away from.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Well,
I agree. I agree.
my question, I suppose, follow up question would be that if Anjanette Levy asked those questions as if she's trying to garner some sympathy for Andy Colburn, do you think that was really her doing it from the point of view of her own personal feelings about the case? Because as far as I know, Anjanette Levy is definitely on the side of Steve, but as far as the Wisconsin public were concerned, she was asking that question on behalf of the public, who, as Peter's already told us, were set against Steve and Brendan right from the word go. So I wonder if it was more if it was more a case of the pop it up again, pop it up again, Pete. I'm just
Yeah,
wondering if it was a more
just a
case of
comment from Joe Doherty. I got this yesterday in the mail from her, and
wow,
Wow,
yeah,
it's nice.
it's actually
yep.
for the other show, but I wanted to show it off right now.
What
Yeah, if
the
anybody
other
wants,
show? What other show? What other show?
What other show? Yeah.
if anybody
Which one?
wants
Which
that, by
one?
the way,
Becca, do you
What
know
is
anything
that,
about this
Becca?
other show?
What is that,
I was just
Becca?
gonna say, if anybody wants that cup, it's available in the merch store,
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah, Becca
Excellent.
and then
there.
all
She
the
handles
money,
all the.
all the money goes to Brendan.
Yeah,
Excellent.
He's gonna come and say hello. 2 minutes.
yeah. I got it.
You
I
gotta
got it.
wait and see.
I got it
Pete,
when I got a letter in the
Becca,
mail from Becca.
Jerome.
When I got a letter, oh yeah.
Sit down first, Alan.
I said I got that part hanging up there, Becca. Can you see it underneath
I
the
see
heart?
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's right there.
yeah. I put it up this morning. I put it up this morning before I left to see Brendan. Of
Oh,
course, I
hey,
had to add
Eunice.
some. I had
Hello,
to add some
Eunice.
wires.
Hi
Hi, hi.
guys.
That's
How
Paul's
Tatiana,
you
better
doing?
half.
I
That's
At
Paul's
present
the,
you
better half, right?
Eunice, the
yeah,
woman of Paul.
without a doubt, the better half.
Yeah. Oh, the good looking one, right?
Oh, thanks for that.
Okay.
Thanks for that. I
Don't
appreciate
let Paul hear that. I might be in the doghouse. No, I'm just kidding.
it. I've actually been at my brother's 60th birthday party today.
Ah,
Okay.
nice.
Okay.
So I'm a wee bit worse for wear, to say
Okay.
the least. It's only, what time is it here? Nearly 7:30.
Okay.
So I'm going to be heading to my bed shortly
Okay.
because unfortunately I've got work in the morning.
Oh no, yeah. I know how that's going to be for me. We only got almost 1:30 here, so I feel you because you're like 8 hours ahead of us or 6 or something like that.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
So, well, it is what it is. People have to
Yeah.
work, unfortunately.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, yeah. I know. I
Yeah,
understand.
unfortunately, yeah.
there's Paul getting himself another little beer.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that Sherry wants to know why Becca is all peekaboo.
I'm very lazy today. I'm actually laying back. See
Oh,
if I
okay.
sit up.
Ah, you are
Oh, okay.
outside.
Okay.
Ah, it's not freezing in Wisconsin, no, because in Belgium it's
It's
almost
cold here.
0 degree.
Oh, really?
It's, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
is
yeah,
it?
yeah.
We had 43 this morning.
Oh
43
my
in
goodness.
Fahrenheit means how many in Celsius? Degrees Celsius? Do you know?
We're sitting about 14, which is quite
14.
warm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've got a long sleeve
yeah. During the day,
cardigan on, so
was
it's
13 here. Yeah.
it's not
And
too
in
bad.
Greece, Tatiana, in Greece, how is the weather now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Today, not today, but all these days it was rainy, very rainy, and it was cold.
There's some apple juice for
Yeah,
you,
Oh,
darling.
okay.
Don't believe that in Greece it is the whole
What is it?
the whole season it is warm. No, it is also
That's good.
cold and rainy. Yeah,
Okay.
I hope it will change, but of course.
Okay.
and to continue on that, Tatiana, because you were asking about how to help Brandon and how to do, and I will try to continue to hosting when during the time Paul taking his beer. Uh, uh, do we have any question on the case? Then you are asking. Then we can maybe help you to answer.
So the first question which I had when I saw this case, so I tried to find something by myself. First of all, I found first of all the father of Brandon in Facebook, and I'm lucky he answered me immediately. I asked the first question. My question was how to send letter to Brandon because
Oh,
I could not find the address. Yes, and he sent me the information. Then I found Claire in Facebook and asked her what is allowed to send. Maybe some souvenirs. I don't know, but unfortunately, it is not allowed. Only cards, letters. Are
Yeah.
allowed, so that is these were my first questions, and
yeah, there
of
were
course,
rules. Yeah,
yes, and now I think that Becca will help me further. She will
Yeah.
find me, or I will find her, um, and she will help me. Maybe I can send a letter to this governor ever from Greece. I don't know if it will help.
Yeah.
Uh,
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
if it's possible, but I,
yeah.
I don't know if he will laugh at my letter or not, saying from that this letter was sent from Greece and it has not to do with the USA. I don't know. I have to
Tatiana,
ask all this
don't
information.
don't worry
Okay,
about
Um,
that
okay.
because me in
Claire, or
Belgium,
not Claire?
I
Tatiana, are you
often
in my group?
See you, Joe.
To join. Yes, I have to join to your group, right, Becca? First of all,
so don't worry about
Are
that,
you in
Tatiana.
my group?
sorry.
She's
Are
asking you
you in
if
my
you're in.
group?
Yeah, she's asking.
I have found your group, and I think that I'm member already of your group. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think yes, because I
Yeah.
see your post in Facebook. So I follow you. I already
Okay.
follow your group.
I think, to be honest,
All right.
anything would help.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I was saying, I live in Belgium and I often call the White House, the FBI, and it's true. It's true. I have already do a lot of time to call. I have tried to call some governor in different states when to stop an execution because I'm really involved against the death penalty, and I try to stop execution from people. And I in Belgium, if you want, after 5 p.m. until 8 p.m., 8 a.m. in the morning, you can call with what I have. I can call all the world except the Australia. The Australia you need to pay, but I can call the United States. I can call Greece. I can call the UK. I can call. I mean everyone. So I when I want, I call, and I know it doesn't change a lot, but I try to do. You see, I try to do what I can do, and I don't know if it works or not. No, I what I can see it doesn't work, but I try to do my best. So if you want to write a letter to Governor Havers to tell you what you have on your heart, do that. Do
Yeah,
that.
I would
Right.
agree. Anything to
Anything to
highlight
help.
anything that highlights what's going on helps. Of course
Yeah.
it does. If it
Oh,
doesn't
there's
help,
Chuck. There's Chuck.
Hey, we have the Capaldi family.
Yeah. All right.
the Capaldi family. No, seriously. You know, regardless of
Lord hijack.
um, what you're doing, it helps because even if it means coming back to what we're doing, um, governors, councillors, whatever, can look back on this kind of thing and they can see the support and the love that people have for Brendan and Steve, you know, and I think that that's really highly important that you can push that forward. Initially, if you don't feel it doesn't work in your eyes, it will in the end because regardless of what support, they've got to acknowledge what people are saying throughout the whole world because this is basically what it is. It's a whole
Well,
world
the whole world knows about it.
that's
Yeah,
acknowledging what's going on with these guys, you know, and understanding how ridiculous,
yeah.
and it is absolutely
Miscarriage of justice
ridiculous.
all the way.
Yes, without a doubt, Pete, without a doubt, it's the
Yeah.
miscarriage of justice that what's going on with these two guys. And, you know, it's just heartbreaking and soul destroying, you know. And the fact that we have to all fight for this kind of justice for these guys day in and day out. And that's what we're doing. That's exactly what we're doing. It's putting it out there. I mean, I didn't come online very often, and I regret that in a lot of ways. But my heart's always there for these guys, and I'm always thinking about them because they're not the only ones that is going through this. There's loads throughout the whole world that have gone through miscarriage of justice. But we're fighting for these guys, and we have to keep going for this because we will get redemption in the end. We will get there.
I have just also one question to myself.
Yeah,
Also, I
go ahead.
ask myself about the family of this girl was who was killed. Okay, and of course, I don't like murders. Okay, but please find the real one. And I think about this family and what does this his family think. Does his family want to find the real one or just to close the case? This is my question, because I think that these people are also clever people. They understand what is going on, how it was planted, how it was made by the politicians, policy, I don't know. If one member of my family has been killed, I want to find the real one. I don't
Yeah.
want to close my eyes to the truth. I want the truth. I don't want to
Yeah,
send in
absolutely.
jail one child who has not made anything.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
have, as I have just said, already said, I have a child. If I want, I can force my child, my own child, to say me anything what I want in my way. I can do it. And this is exactly what has happened to Brandon. Without his mother, he made this confession. Without lawyer, it is unbelievable, unbelievable. In any other country, could maybe it could have maybe many things are happening, we don't
yeah, yeah,
know. Okay, I'm not an expert, I don't know, but I think that okay, they are happening. But the faults have been to be resolved. I don't know, we have to find that this family of the killed girl has to find the real man who has made this crime. Okay,
yeah.
it is.
Yeah, yeah, it been always already discussed and debate uh, often, often about the family, why they were acting like this, why there is no expression, why there is no teeth, or why there is this strange statement about Michael with Michael back
Yeah,
staying um,
yeah,
Yeah.
with the grieving process and all this kind of stuff. When he stayed with about the Brendan confession, he stayed in front of the camera. You need just only to watch the evidence, and
Yeah.
you will
That's your case.
be, yeah. And
Yeah.
have you and and
Which bits of Brendan's confession are you putting together, Mike? Because you haven't even watched the video.
yeah,
It's
and
crazy.
it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
And I
you
mean,
know,
this family
like
is, I don't know, it's everybody have an opinion. Me, my opinion is, but I cannot prove it. And but for me, there was made silent. For me, someone had told her to stay silent, and just one person was, I mean, on stage to say the narrative. It was Michael Bach. And I think it was the case, but I cannot prove it, and I don't know why Teresa's friends uh, believe this crazy story. I don't know why this family don't want to know the truth like us.
Hmm.
Teresa was not our family, and we want to know the truth. So why the family and the friend don't know?
you know,
Don't.
you
It's
know,
crazy.
when
I
when
understand.
you look back at the evidence that's been given, even from the family, you've got to consider that there's a lot of misapprehension that's going on there because the ex-boyfriend, the Teresa, you know, the going back to the yard, um, and he was leading the way. You know, what is there? Um,
Well, darling, I would take you back to the fact that throughout Making a Murderer, we start off obviously before Brendan is arrested. You know, Barb obviously doesn't think that Brendan had anything to do with it, and then all of a sudden, because of his so-called confession and the phone call that he makes after the Riley,
mhm.
you know,
Yeah,
interview, you know, suddenly she changes mind, and then she changes again, and it just shows you how manipulative the whole system is. You know that even Barb, she just doesn't know what to believe.
yeah, I would agree with that.
You
I
know,
mean,
sorry,
Bob,
O'Kelly, not O'Reilly. Sorry, O'Kelly, Michael O'Kelly. But you know, it's. I was watching it again and thinking, poor Barb, she hasn't got a clue what's going on.
yeah, and I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
It's you know, as a parent, and I'm sure the majority of people that are listening and have got children. I mean, our kids are older, um, but you know, if the circumstances came up, obviously you want the best for your own child, and you want to know exactly what has happened and how things have materialized, and you're going to believe your own kids because they're not 9 times out of 10 they're not going to lie to you.
Oh.
You know, they've got to give you everything that they can because if you have brought them up properly and rightly so, they know right from wrong, and they're going to come forward with, if it's not to anybody else, at least to you as a parent, you know. And I think that you've got to believe in like what particular like I cannot believe what Bob went through. Um, Pete, like Brendan, sorry, Pete, you know, Brendan going through that whole scenario of being questioned without
Yeah.
somebody being there to support that child, because he was a child at
Right.
16. He was a child. I work with children every day. He was a child. There's no way on this earth that anybody
Yeah, he kind of
should.
takes after me. He was a slow learner, and I would have probably
Yeah.
been the same way if I was in his place too.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
I'd be
course.
nervous, and I'm scared.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
What do these guys want from me? And
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd be the same
And
way. Yeah.
you would never think to say, can I have somebody with me?
No,
Can
no,
I have
no,
a
no.
parent? You know,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you trust the people
Yeah.
that are there with you to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
supporting you and to be there to help you and put you on the right path as such, you know. And unfortunately, that wasn't what was going on in their heads.
Yeah.
These were manipulative, vindictive, horrible people that were
Yeah.
putting
And also,
Brendan through
They're
that.
career-minded.
and for me, it says everything. The last question of Brandon after his confession. May I go home now?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
can
And
you?
then he always kept telling me
Any
the reason why he wanted to tell him what he told him because he was in a middle of a test and he wanted to get back to it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason why he
absolutely.
answered.
So
Yeah,
any logical person, can this person realize that, understand that this child could not realize what is happening?
yeah,
No, he was not
You,
understanding what happening. No, no, not at
no,
all.
no,
No.
no, and
No.
but they manipulated that. That was
Oh yeah.
their whole perception. They, if you look at the perception of what's going on, their perception is like this young boy
Can be
has
manipulated.
no
Yeah.
realization of what's
Yeah.
going on, and we can manipulate him into what we think what has happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've no regard or
Nope.
understanding or feelings for Brendan at that particular time. I'm
They don't
sorry,
care.
but they don't
No,
care.
no,
They
it's,
don't
it's,
care.
it's, it's their
All,
careers,
all they want
Yeah.
is
their
yeah,
awards.
yeah, they're
Years
thinking
later for-
they're thinking about themselves and what's going on. They're not thinking about this young boy and what.
Having said that,
Having said that,
if
Sorry,
it
we're-
wasn't Wiegert and
we're having a
Fassbender,
debate between husband
if
and wife.
it wasn't Kratz, if it wasn't Fallon, if it wasn't
Yeah.
Kahn, it would have been a lot of other people.
Yeah,
It's
without
you know,
a shadow of a
unfortunately,
doubt.
what we've discovered is that Kratz is not the exception; he's the
No.
norm.
No. No.
Wiegert
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Fassbender are not the exception; they are the norm.
Yeah.
Well, what
Yes,
Uyghur
sadly, yeah.
Fassbender,
What-
Uyghur Fassbender made met what Uyghur Fassbender.
There you go there
met
for you.
what me-
Ask
met-
Bender.
met
Come
what
on,
me-
say it,
yeah,
ask
Fass-
Bender.
I was gonna say it, but I
Come
didn't
on,
want to
Pete,
swear.
go
on
for
it.
it.
I
Go
didn't
for
want
it,
to say on
Pete.
the channel. So yeah, when I met with
go
those
for it.
guys, they always kept pushing it.
Yeah.
Tell him that he's guilty. He's guilty, and I said, why? He didn't do a damn thing. Those
Yeah,
assholes.
it's just the
It's-
thing is,
There you got it.
In actual
the
fact,
thing
in
is-
their little world, they thought they were doing
Yeah.
Brendan a favour
Oh,
because
Yeah.
they knew the situation, they knew they were going to win, and it's just a case of if you play along with us, we can help you as long as you say what we want you to say.
yeah,
Yeah.
and well, that's
And
that's
if,
where the manipulation
and
comes
if
in.
Brendan had testified against Stephen, there wouldn't be any making a murderer. But for
No.
me, the interesting thing at the end of the interview is, as Tatiana said, and a lot of people have said, this whole business is kind of go back to school. But for me, the interesting question that he asked to Barb is, what if Steve's story is different? Because he knows immediately that what he's done is he's just made everything up. And now, what if Steve's... And it's almost like he's clinging to that hope that, hopefully these investigators, they're going to go and speak to Steve. Steve's going to tell them what really happened, that, nothing happened.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what he's
That's my
relying on.
understanding.
He's hoping that what if his story is different, and Barb says, well, what do you mean? Like if I didn't do anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah. Yeah. That's why he has
Yeah.
this answer.
And I
yeah,
could
yeah.
tell And I could tell Steve didn't because one day he called me,
Yeah,
and I was making comments, and I says, "Boy, you guys really did a good job. If she was supposed to be bleeding in that house, and all the blood on the rug, I
Yeah,
says,
yeah,
boy, you guys really did a good job in sucking it up. And where the heck
yeah.
did you go with it?" He started laughing, and he says, "Yeah, we didn't do any of that stuff."
Right. Yeah,
So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I said, I know.
we
yeah,
know you know I
No.
am on this case every day for yeah 4 or 5 years now. I try to know the most. So when I can learn something, it's great. I've
Yeah,
tried to do the timeline of everybody. It's impossible that Stephen and Brendan were involved in the disappearance of Teresa or the killing or whatever. It's impossible. It's impossible.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree. Absolutely.
impossible.
110%.
I want to say that I have understood also one thing, that it is not this case is not about the truth, but it is maybe about the political games. I don't know. And
Yes.
Yeah, there is a
yes,
lot of political
when
games.
Yes.
they see the
Yes.
name Brandon, they just don't want to reopen it to review it, because they, in this case, otherwise they have to accept their fault, and it is very very difficult for them. So
That's the case.
they, I think that they all know the truth.
Yeah,
They
Yes.
oh
all know
yeah,
the truth.
I would say initially,
that's
actually,
why
it
it's
was
so
um it
frustrating.
was
Yeah,
it was over Stephen. It's not, it wasn't initially gained at Brendan. Unfortunately, it was Stephen that they wanted to get,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and
But they need Brendan to have Stephen.
Brendan has been a fall guy,
Yeah, absolutely.
you know,
yeah.
and there's I'm sorry, but there's no airs and graces about it. That is the case, that Brendan, for his young age and being,
Well,
he's
like with the thing with the first case with Steve with that rape
Yeah,
thing he
yes,
had against him.
yes,
Okay,
abs-
we were out at the junkyard when he was out there that time, and we
yeah,
had 6 or 8 of us telling the cops what time he left. The cops all called us liars.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
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 16
yeah. How do
witnesses
and
you
the,
how do
at
you
all.
yeah
and
Yeah,
and Pete, they didn't want to believe that, regardless of how many people
yeah
were
yeah
there,
yeah
because their perception was that he was guilty, regardless whether he got a receipt of where he was and
yeah
what he was doing at
yeah
that particular time.
they don't
It
care
didn't
about
matter to
justice.
them.
No.
It didn't matter, because he had been as far as they were concerned, Stephen was a predator on their radar that they wanted to get rid of, and they didn't want to vindicate
They
him.
don't
Well,
want
And
it. No, no,
and
no.
yeah,
no,
but I think it was Sandy Morris that didn't like him, and Judy de Verbiage didn't like him.
Yeah, Sandy
So as
Morris.
soon
Yeah.
yeah
as soon
yeah
as that
yeah
attack happened,
yeah
it was like,
yeah
Judy de
yeah,
Verbiage
but
tells
yeah
Penny, Penny, oh,
he
that sounds like Stephen Avery.
yeah, it's a fall
And
guy
as
though.
soon
Stephen was a
yes,
fall
as
guy,
soon as
and
they
then
could pin
yeah
something on him,
and then
Yeah, Jean
yeah,
Gaspé. Yeah,
because of that, unfortunately,
that's
Brendan
great.
has been
the
a fall
pencil.
guy of that.
Yeah,
yeah.
And it's
And
just
and
it's
it does take more than 10 minutes to go
Mm.
from Michigan to Two Rivers. It takes
Oh,
that, and then another 10 minutes to get from Two Rivers to the beach. I mean, to
yeah.
where it happened. To where
yeah.
it
well,
happened. Yeah,
I mean, for Christ's sake,
if you
to
drive as fast
you
as
had
Carla
to
Chase, maybe not, but for the rest of us, it's like
Yeah,
yeah,
if you have a
I
flying
want
car,
also,
maybe, but
for him to
yes,
Tatiana.
have a receipt telling them
He
that
was
he
at the
was
Green
there
Bay. Yeah.
at that particular time. I mean, for
yeah,
Christ's sake,
I know.
it's not bloody rocket science.
No, not at
Come
all.
on, guys.
Not at all.
Let's face it. Even back then, there might have been CCTV that showed Steve getting that bloody receipt.
In 1985, I'm not sure.
Oh, maybe
yeah,
no. But
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
it's just back then the whole perception of having receipts that you've got an alibi. You know,
Yeah.
if you've got a receipt showing that.
Pete was one of the 20 people that they called
Yeah.
liars.
Yeah, I know that.
Nate's one of them.
It's just
Yeah.
said that. It's just said that.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I'm
yeah.
just a parrot.
Yeah, you're just a parrot.
A parrot. A parrot.
Yeah, it's all right. It's just a parrot. It's sitting on my shoulder. It's all right.
That's
just normal.
2 questions for Pete. What's the Packers score?
It's off right now. I think it's 10-17.
10. It's all 17. Oh dear. Oh
The
dear.
Packers.
To the Packers or to Chicago? Who's winning?
Packers are winning.
Oh, excellent. And also, I've got another interesting question for you, Pete. I don't know if you've ever come across Jerry Butin, but in his book, Illusion of Justice, he talks about the fact that he came within a couple of hours of representing Brendan.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
Yes.
having seen Dean and Jerry firsthand, what were your thoughts on Dean and Jerry as lawyers?
I thought they were okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only one I thought that was a kook was what the heck's his name now?
Kaczynski?
Yeah, Alvin is.
Yeah,
I think you
yeah,
should go
Len
back and play.
Kaczynski,
I think you should go back. I think you should go back and play music because years ago they had
Oh, yeah.
Alvin Stinchinsky and the polka band. I think you should have went back and played.
Yeah, it's a
polka.
better
Yeah.
idea.
That guy's kind of scary. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
He's
I don't know where
weird.
they- I don't know
He's
where they-
weird.
I don't know where they picked him up, but I don't know.
Well,
don't know.
he actually admits, doesn't he, the fact that he came 3rd or 4th in a primary to become a judge.
Yeah.
And so
to
therefore,
become a judge and-
he said it was a bruising process, and therefore he would he took on the case, knowing full well that his job was to get Brendan to admit to
Yeah.
testify against
Is
him.
that
testify
that
against
weird
him.
guy?
Kaczynski.
Aye.
Aye. He's
He
a
was
weird
a
fella.
weird guy.
And his trousers are so short.
Aye.
You know, his trousers are
Aye.
halfway up his leg, and then
Cat
you
licker.
oh,
He was a cat licker.
oh,
Cat licker. No.
But he was a bad lawyer, so for
you
sure.
guys are
for sure.
hilarious over there.
No, it was a cat licker. No,
Yeah.
it was a really. I remember him coming down the stairs, after one.
yeah, ready for
stage.
one interview.
Yeah, and standing there, and it was
Smiling,
like,
and he says,
yeah.
let's start again.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
start again. Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
start again.
let's start again.
No,
It's just
the cameras are
Oh,
rolling.
you're
Don't
live.
get to start again. You know, it's,
Total and utter dickhead. Basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but
What?
you know
What?
when he admit my job is to have Brandon testify against Stephen.
yeah,
In the same time, he testify I'm working with the attorney general against Brandon because to testify I want to Brandon testify against Stephen. That
Yeah.
means you believe Brandon is guilty, and in the same time, Brandon told you I'm not guilty of anything, and you try to have him testify against Stephen. Why? He's involved in nothing. So you admit you are working with the district attorney.
but do you not think, Jerome,
me,
that
it's
it shows the fact that as far as the lawyers were concerned, they could see that because of the way the case was developing, that
Yeah.
they could secure a conviction no matter what. They
Yeah.
knew they people aren't daft. Look, 7 searches and then they find the key.
Yeah.
That I mean, people aren't daft, but there are some people that are quite happy to accept. Oh well, it must have taken them a while, but they eventually found it because it was cleverly hidden. But to the rest of the human population, we can see straight away how to use the technical Brendan Ericose term, wonky.
Yeah.
It's
But-
wonky.
Yeah, it's
Not ju-
wonky. Yeah.
Yeah, not just that.
It's true. This place was so small. It's impossible to don't find anything after the 7 research. It's impossible.
also when you go into the bedroom and the supposedly shackled her to the bed, and there's blood
Chains
stains
and ropes
and ropes and
And the blue.
all,
and
yeah,
everything.
all that
hair and the blood
yeah,
and the
the
semen.
hair.
The semen was on
yeah,
everywhere.
Yeah,
everywhere.
the thing, yeah,
But
everywhere.
there's absolutely no evidence of that. Let's face it.
Nothing
Like
happened there.
No, because
Paul,
nothing happened. Yeah.
Paul, for example, yesterday we were doing a COVID test
Oh,
thing
yes,
on my
yes.
finger, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I put my finger
We had to use a lancet to draw blood.
to try and draw
Yeah,
the
yeah,
blood, and the blood was going all right down my fingers onto my other hand, trying to get this blood out. It was bloody everywhere, you know. And if you could imagine that from
The amount of blood that would
from
have,
one finger,
the spatter,
yeah,
spatter.
Yeah.
that was over the lounge area. It's just like, how the fuck? Sorry, excuse my French. How the
It's
fuck
not French, it's Lithuanian.
don't, don't they understand that? Like, if they say that Brendan and Pete
Steve.
sorry, Pete and Steve are the way they are, that they could clean it up to a stage where
No, you can't.
that wouldn't it
You
wouldn't be
can't.
noticed.
No, you can't. No, you can't. You
No, no,
simply
no.
cannot do
It's
that.
true. You can do
It's
that.
impossible.
It is. It's totally impossible.
No,
Totally
it's
and utterly
impossible.
impossible.
Do you know? Do you know what? Do you know what? A lot of people think.
Brushed over.
A lot of people think that there are two Ravs, but if you
Yeah,
believe,
yeah,
if you believe that bedroom was cleaned to that extent,
Yeah.
you'd have to believe that there's two trailers.
yeah,
You would because
Yeah.
it couldn't possibly
Yeah.
have happened in
In
one
that
trailer.
Yeah.
in one other
It
No,
could
you're
trailer.
not
right.
have
Yeah,
happened.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, yeah.
you're right.
Time for another beer?
No, I don't want one.
No, I want another beer.
You know,
That's funny.
Paul
But-
is
It's
right
hard.
because
It's
people
really hard work.
Nah,
I've-
you're hard work. You're high maintenance as well.
you know, Paul is right because I remember I don't know when, a long time ago, I've heard a theory about uh, where Josh Radon was placed, and the rape and the killing was made in this place and not in the Stevens place. And I was, yeah, but it's just a theory. You don't have anything to collaborate this theory. So just a theory. But Paul is right. If you agree with the two refo, you need to agree with the two.
And the thing that really kills me, why did it take them so long to find the key?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
impossible.
of
It's
course,
too
Pete.
small.
Yeah,
Of course.
it took
I mean,
what
it's just-
7? It took 7 looks or whatever.
Nine. Was it
Oh,
not
9.
nine?
Okay, I missed it by 2.
Nine what?
There
Till they
is
found the key. Was it nine?
Seven
times?
searches.
7. Sorry, I beg
Oh,
your
I thought-
pardon.
okay.
7.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
Your wife was
No,
trying
you-
to walk all over me on that one. No, I'm
there,
just
there,
kidding,
there
just
is
kidding.
you know there is a lot of things because I think the death certificate of Teresa happened on the 10th November, if I'm right. Paul, tell me. I don't remember if
10th
I'm
of
right.
November.
The death certificate.
Yeah.
I think you're right there, Jerome. I wouldn't argue
Yeah.
against you. I mean, not like my wife would argue
No,
with Pete. You
no,
know,
no, but it's really bizarre.
that's a
because
no-no.
They don't know if it's her first.
Hmm.
They don't know first,
Well,
and they don't
They
know.
still don't know. They still
still
don't
don't
know.
Still don't know, and that was my point. They still don't know if it was her or not, because where you can, how can you oh my god, determinate?
Jerome, slow down. I think
Determinate.
you're trying to push the words on.
Yeah,
Just
it's-
slow her down,
How
relax, and then try.
can you determinate the DNA of a person?
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a good question. How you can do that if you don't have any blood, anything from her? How can you do that? And in this process, it's interesting to try to understand how they proceed to have, how they call that, not the DNA of Teresa because they don't have, but they have, how they call that,
Certain markers, don't they? DNA markers and
DNA markers,
alleles
yeah,
or whatever it is.
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
it's-
DNA
it's like-
markers of,
Yeah.
yeah, but we are not sure yet. She's she's dead. I think she is.
No,
Sadly, I think.
no. You
But
know what? She could be living it up in California
Well,
yeah, for sure. Yeah, but it's. I mean,
and
it's
getting
possible,
paid
but
off
it's
every month
unkindly.
with
Yeah, yeah, it's
Manitoba
possible.
money.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's possible. I have already talked
Yeah,
with Dave Begotta about this, and there is
yeah.
a lot of people who change their name and live in other place often. So it happens all the time, all the time. But I mean, in this case, it's possible. Yeah, absolutely. But it's not. It's not kindly. I don't think so. But it's possible. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, of course it is. You know, at the end of the day, if
Yeah.
somebody was to come up to you and say, right, I'm going to tell people that I've murdered you, but I'll give you £3,000 a month in your bank account. We're going to relocate you. We're going to change your name. You're not allowed to
Oh,
be
yeah,
in
yeah, for
contact with
sure.
your
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
family. And we're going to give you the best life that you can possibly have. You know, I'm not trying to be funny, but young
No, 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 no,
lassies
no, no.
at that stage in their
She
life,
wanted to
they,
travel the world.
yeah, they would do
Yeah,
it.
and
That's
Fuck
what
she
it.
she
was a
wanted to do.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and she was
right,
a
right.
person
Fuck it.
who
Let's
don't
go for
want
it. Yeah, let's do it.
to do a family because she loved to be alone. She doesn't
Yeah,
want to be in a
yeah, yeah,
relationship.
yeah,
She's afraid to be in a real
yeah. You
relationship.
know,
She don't want to.
you could,
So
you know what, Jerome? She could be
yeah,
sitting here online listening to what's
oh
going
yeah,
on
yeah,
here,
yeah, 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 yeah.
killing herself laughing at us, saying, "Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I've
yeah,
got
yeah.
you
It's
guys.
possible.
I've
Yeah,
got
yeah,
you
yeah,
guys."
Yeah.
yeah,
You know, I'm
They're
sorry,
all they're
but
all
she could be.
heartless. They're all heartless.
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
yeah,
and that,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know
It's
what?
more cruel. It's more
There
cruel
are
if it's true because they are
there are
laughing
people
on
like that
us
though. Unfortunately,
about
sadly,
people.
in this world, there are people like that are like that.
I know, I know, I know,
You know, and
I
that is
know.
a really sad state of affairs to admit that, and that you would never hope for 1 second that a child or a relative or whatever would do that to their family, but she could
Oh
be,
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Anything's possible.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Because in this case, we are not sure what on 100% they find her bones. We are not sure of that. So
no, not at all.
But if I have to tell you who the real killer is, my opinion would be Teresa's boyfriend.
yeah, me too.
That would be my first. That would be my first.
Yeah, me
That
too.
would be
Yeah,
my first
He lead
choice.
the
Yeah.
search party. It's
Yeah.
not. I have listened an FBI agent
yeah,
talking about that. It's not unusual for a friend to organize a search party for someone missing. So it's
Yeah.
not a red flag, but
Yeah.
yeah. No, I
it
would
was
agree with Pete. I've
it
got
was
a
a
big
lot of weird thing with Ryan Illegas, and for me, yeah, for me, she went back to her home. That's why he have a daily planner with
yeah,
him. That's the reason, and I think they maybe they're just a theory, but maybe he killed her at home, or it was maybe an accident, and he had tried to it's to do his
cover
best.
up,
Yeah,
cover up.
yeah, 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 and cover her up
Yeah.
with the assistance of Scott Blodom and maybe Mike Albach. Then that's maybe why he is this slip of tongue during the conversation
Yeah,
and
on,
saying the grieving process the last day because
I
he
do
just
believe
know
that
from
the
it's
the
possible. I
brother.
don't know.
I do believe that the brother has got a hand in it. I, I'm
I don't know
sorry.
that he has a hand in it, but he knows what's happened.
Yeah,
He knows something.
yeah,
Yeah,
He knows
yeah.
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
definitely
yeah,
knows something. Right
yeah.
from the outset, he knows
Well,
something.
I'll ask you.
And
I'll ask you this question, right? We know what a sociopath Ken Kratz is, right? Now
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
he's got the opportunity to be on telly every single day, taking the
Yeah,
press conferences. Why does he alternate between him and Mike Holbach?
yeah. Excellent
Mike
question.
Holbach takes every other day. It's Ken Kratz one day, Mike Holbach the next. Now, why is that?
it's an excellent question. I always asking me the same question: why
Yeah,
sending Michael back on stage when Ken Krutz can do the same thing?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
he loved that. He loved that. He
Oh,
loved
Huh.
the press
also,
conference.
He's
yes,
an attention seeker.
Yeah, yeah. So
narcissistic.
there must
Yeah,
That's a
be a
big
good
word. Can
yeah,
you
reason for
spell
that.
it? IT.
So
Sorry.
there must be a good reason for that, and I
Exactly.
know there is a good reason for everything, but to understand it, sometimes it's real. I think she's dead at home. I think I don't know if it was a murder or or an accident. I have proof of anything, but everything show me that the boyfriend, so Ryan Iliegas, Scott Blodorn, by the fact he was his roommate, and Michael Back by his weird action, and the family by the lack of emotion,
I,
means to me then
I
they
don't
know
think
there
for one
was death.
second. I don't think for one second that they have. Those two have told the family what's actually happened. To be honest, I think that
Oh yeah, yeah.
in
There is a narrative of the
they're in,
police,
they're
but
in yeah, they're not in it together. They are in it together, and they have shown a secrecy between the pact between the two of them, not to
yeah, I think so. I
disclose
think so.
anything that's happened, and they're just going along with what's actually going on, and they're running with it. You know,
It
they're
happens before in 1985 with the case of Stephen with the jury. The jury had
yeah,
made a pact
yeah,
to
yeah,
never talk to anyone to
yeah,
from anything. So why is
yeah.
that?
Well, hold on a sec. I would just rewind a bit there, and I would just point out that in the Wrecking Crew, John Farrack spends a whole chapter talking about Tom Kasurik.
Yeah,
Now you got to remember this guy was the sheriff of Manitowoc for nearly 20 years. In fact, I think it was 22 years, 79 till 2001.
79 2001.
Yeah, this guy knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah,
And when he was faced with this civil lawsuit for 36 million, he's frantically trying to find insurance that will help to cover him. And when
yeah,
they interview him, he is absolutely delighted. Now, the thing is, John Farratt points out in his book that Tom Kasurik made a career out of getting to the top by brushing under the carpet other people's mistakes. So, for example, when that
yeah. True.
Deborah Kakach turned out to a road accident at which a police officer had ran over the victim a second time and was asked, would you make it look as if it was just a, the guy was already dead? She says no, but he's got this history of
Yeah, yeah,
doing
yeah,
that.
yeah.
He's got that history.
Yeah, yeah,
Now,
yeah. I
now,
know.
for me, I think it's quite clear that Thomas Kasurik and in collusion with Dennis Vogel, the two named protagonists in
Yeah,
the civil suit, they are the ones behind
I
the
think
wrongful
so.
conviction of Stephen Brendan. And I don't think they would have pulled the trigger because they've got other people who can do it for them.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
think
They're giving
whatever
other
what
people a
you know
scapegoat.
and whatever Bob is involved in, whatever level it's at, it's either they put pressure on him to testify, or there's more to it than this. But what's interesting for me, Bobby says to Blaine and Pete, you know this. Bobby says, "Well, it couldn't have been Steve because I saw her leave." Something
yeah.
something has gone on in the timeline of the events
yeah,
where things have changed.
yeah, yeah,
But it's so clear if you read, as I say, John Farrack's book. I realise there's a few typos in it. You just have to sort of forget about that because it's a really good read, and you'll get the gist of it. But as I say, to spend a whole chapter on none other than Thomas Kasurik, there's a reason for that. Thomas
yeah,
Kasurik felt threatened, And when you threaten the top cop who has made a career out of, as I say, brushing other people's misdemeanors under the carpet, because he knows that once he's done you a favor, you owe him. And if anybody had stepped up, well, I mean, particularly, you look at people like Michael Bushman. He's brought in as a special investigator. Why? Because he's Thomas Kasurik's right hand man, who's going to sort everything. Yeah, he's going to sort everything. Well, Greaseback. Don't get me started on him, because he, in Making a Murderer, makes a point of taking Dennis Vogel down. And I'm thinking, why is that? And I know exactly why it is. It's to try and detract attention from him being the district attorney to when it was Dennis Vogel. But he knows that Dennis Vogel has got off with it, so therefore you can criticize Dennis Vogel as much as you like, as long as no weight comes down on his shoulders. He protested too much.
And there is no sense in this book. I mean, it's you mentioned John Ferrac. It's an excellent book, but I'm sorry for Michael Griesbach. I have read the two books he have wrote. I'm sorry. It's not good book, and it's not fact. It's just circumstantial evidence and supposedly things. And like, I never wrote the book of Ken Kratz, but I have people that told me what is about, and it's the same thing. It's full of BS, and I don't know what they do that to when they know it's not true, but they do. And Tatiana, it was right. It's more political than we think. I say that from day one.
Yeah.
It's more political than we think, and a day when we will figure out why everything. Why? I think we will be surprised,
Well,
because there is a lot of people involved in this case, even people we don't know. I think.
I felt
Yeah, I
just like
think you're
Brendan.
absolutely
I
right.
just felt like Brendan when the first day I found out why are they holding him and all this evidence against him. I was just like Brendan, how Brendan felt in the room when they were interrogating him. I'm going, Christ, now it's happening to me, seeing him in all this trouble just all of a sudden, you know. So it really affected me too.
Of course
Hey,
it
Yeah,
did.
there's
it's
Jock. All
horrible
right, Jock. Hi,
Yeah.
buddy. There's Jock. Hi, Jock.
It's horrible for a father to leave this
Hey,
kind of
spot the
stuff.
Jock. Spot the Jock. There he is.
Spot the job. Spot the job.
Yeah.
But no, you know,
Like you told
you
me,
know,
Peter, you live in the twilight zone. You live a kind of twilight zone with
Yeah,
this case,
yeah.
because
And I'm
yeah,
it's
still, and
nonsense.
I'm still
It's
living
nonsense.
it because
Brandon, I
there's
don't
no
know
way.
Brandon.
There's no way Brendan doesn't
No,
have an ounce of hate in him.
No,
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 you
and
can
you know
only,
what?
he's like
You
you,
know,
Pete.
like I
You,
was
Pete.
yeah,
saying
he's
earlier,
like
Yeah,
you.
though,
yeah.
in all honesty, as a parent, you would never ever want your child to go through anything a quarter of what Brendan's gone through. There's no way, and you would support them to the absolute hilt,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that's your child, and you love them, and you
yeah,
believe in them,
yeah.
and Pete, it,
But at the same time, you
God,
have
And
the
then and
logic
then
at
another
the
yeah,
same time.
another knife in the back is when what's her face Kathleen Zellner came on and they had new evidence and I'm going, all right, maybe we can get these guys. And then it turns out
yeah,
to be another one of my boys. Chris, how did you think I felt about that?
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yes,
terrible.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
yeah.
yeah.
How do you
Oh, look
feel
at that!
about that?
Look at it. What's your
Ah,
Spot the
dog's
Greek.
name? What's your
Spot the
dog's name?
Greek.
What's your dog's name?
ah,
All right.
gorgeous.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Pete, how did you feel about that?
Oh, when the new evidence turned out to be another
Yeah,
one of my boys.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
How
going,
did you
when
feel?
is this Twilight Zone going to end?
So, it's getting one boy off, but it's putting another one in the spotlight, basically.
Yeah.
So
this
how
is
did
something
you?
that happened. This is something that happened a real long time ago, and somebody's coming forward. I think they want to get the extra money or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
May
it's
I ask something?
sure.
Yes, go ahead.
I wanted to ask, is there anybody else who has power? I don't know, not only this governor Evers, but somebody else in the USA who has power maybe to have any influence on their brother's case, who can change
The
things.
FBI,
Because
but yeah, the FBI
Yeah,
can
I
do
don't know. Yeah,
something, but
yeah.
they need to be asking, and I think Zellner is the best place to asking the FBI to help her. But
I'll
any
show you
instance,
guys
I
my dogs. Not
oh,
not to change it. Yeah, see them, boy.
I don't know. I know for a fact that the president of the United States can
There's
do
my
anything
puppies.
because it's a federal case, and he can do anything about that. But I know the governor Rivers
Oh, hang on there.
can do a lot of things, but the FBI can
Uh,
help.
there's Bear
I
and
know
then
that.
Stella. they're
Look
they're
at the
in.
two of them there. Look at the two of them there in their
The
beds.
dogs.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
Bear, who's here? Hey,
that's so
somebody here.
sweet.
What are they
Can't get him.
excited?
Oh,
Can't get
Are
him to
they
move, Al.
Pete? Are
Can't
they
get him to move.
excited mice?
Yeah, they're little mice. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what they look like.
yeah.
Oh, don't be like that.
I'm
Don't be
just
like
hey,
joking.
is that
that.
the Belgian flag? Yeah.
Oh, the Belgian
Guys,
flag. Yeah.
I'm going
Yeah,
to head away.
one's a Chihuahua and one's a Maltese and Bashan.
Right, okay. I'm going to head away, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you get back to
Okay, hey,
your
yeah, you
I'm
better
work,
get some
I'm
sleep.
maybe.
You
working
look
in the
pretty tired.
morning.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Hey,
I'll let you.
thanks for coming on. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no, no,
no,
no.
I've enjoyed
Wait,
it.
because Pete will close it up for us.
All right, okay.
He's
Oh,
our
okay.
All
MC.
right,
We're gonna
okay.
come to the
He's
Yeah.
the
end. Okay.
MC.
Sorry,
Well, yeah.
clap my
Okay.
hand. Sorry, I'm really sorry about that, Pete.
Oh, no
I've
problem.
Well,
enjoyed
No.
the,
being here.
the
Yeah.
thing is, I would obviously want to invite everybody back for next week, along with Becca,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
hopefully we'll catch Millbilly as well.
Yeah. 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 Well,
Yeah,
hey,
let's.
thanks for everybody for joining us.
Yeah.
We
Thank you
love
very much.
everybody here. And
You love.
what's her name
thank
there? How do
you,
you pronounce her name again?
Tatiana.
Tatiana.
Tatiana,
Tatiana. Okay.
Victoria,
So
Victoria.
yeah. I was used to the Victoria. I'm going. What the heck? Did she change her
Well,
name?
go with Victoria then.
Okay.
I have
Okay,
two names.
Victoria. Hey, thanks for joining us, and thanks all the way from Greece. And I'm not talking
Yeah,
about the
I'm.
and I'm not
I'm.
talking
I'm.
about the movie neither.
I'm going to Greece in April. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Hopefully, peace and quiet for
Okay.
me for a week.
Yeah, for a whole week.
That's brilliant.
Okay, and then you
Beauty.
got the fabulous me from Two Rivers, Wisconsin. Then down below, you got the fabulous Jerome, and that's in the real Belgium. Belgium. It's not Belgium, USA. It's Belgium. And
The
nice to
real.
meet Paul's fantastic wife. That's the better half. Thanks for
Thanks,
joining us.
Pete.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I love you
And
too.
yeah,
Love you
we'll see you later,
loads.
Paul. Yeah,
See you later.
I love that
Take
flying
care.
moose. You got that. You always got me laughing.
Ah, that was good, wasn't it? Eh?
Yeah,
The
that was
flying
good. Yeah,
moose.
that was good. I'm wondering what's next week's photo is going to be.
Hoots, man, there's a moose
Moose.
loose
I
about
mean,
this
there's
house. Hoots, man, it's a raw moonlit.
Oh,
It's a bright moonlit link.
this. The next.
Yeah,
The linked,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
We'll have to get the Iron Brew. We'll have to get the Iron Brew
For next week.
slogos on for next week.
Oh, okay, okay.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Okay.
See you
Good night,
later.
everybody. Goodbye.
Take
Thank
care.
you. Yeah.
Love
And
you,
if you
Pete.
don't
Bye bye.
already,
Yeah.
visit
See you,
subscribe.
Victoria.
Bye. Bye,
Bye.
guys.